Hi guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today let's talk about looking both ways before you cross. Sometimes you have to be very careful because you're also having to look out for other people. Sometimes the person behind the wheel does not see you. However, as we look into life and we compare this very situation, why don't we look at taking a job? If you take a job on and you're not given your money up front, and you wonder, are the people really prepared for what it is that they're doing? If I take on a job and I'm not sure if I'm going to be paid, then why would I take the job on, right? Let's also look at, am I doing a job that is trustworthy, forthright? Am I earning my livelihood by the sweat of my brow? A person can ask you, how do you make your money? And you not being able to support that information, you not being able to clarify how it is that you receive your money, and yet you have all these grand things. It's very important that we look at how we earn our livelihood. Is God not watching? Is He not observing our behavior? If it is so easy for you to accept a dollar, to take on a job, to hurt another individual or people, because one person is after all attached or connected to a family, right? That's like a foundation. If you take the father out, that is the foundation. You know, he is the leader of the house, right? You have to look at the family breakdown. When we look at a family breakdown, we might look at the grandparents, and you have the aunts and the uncles, the parents, the cousins, and the cousins having children. When you look at it, the family dynamics, and you say, I love you, I love the person, would you, if you really love the person, support the person? Would you hurt the person? When you speak to a person and you hurt their feelings, you apologize. But if you hurt someone to a point where that person is no longer here, is that love? That is the question. You know, I dated this guy a long time ago. And when I dated him, I would have the worst dreams at the house. The worst dreams. One dream I had in particular was this woman being thrown in water. I said to myself, this is not, you know, you can't really look at the situation and say, oh, this is a coincidence. Everything cannot be a coincidence, you know? And the more you're around a person who does not mean you well or who is doing awful things, it is important that you separate yourself from that person, you know? Even when you're talking to the person, I remember the day that one day I was leaving, and I was saying, the person was rushing me out of the house on this particular occasion. This is right before the end. And while the person was rushing me out the house, something within me said, who's going to take care of you? Because I knew that the person was going to someone else. And while that person was going to someone else, they didn't see the big picture, you know? They say warning comes before destruction. And you can warn a person all you want. You could tell them about their friends. You could tell them about, you know, my mother. If you knew my mother, she used to have these visions on the wall. Like she would see certain things. It was almost like a movie was being played on the wall. And she'd say, don't go out today. Today's the day you should stay home. People are like, you kidding me? I'm going out. You know, my brother specifically, she told him one time not to go out. And he went out. And he came back without his clothes. And without all his name brand, all of the things that he loved the most. You know, when you die, you can't take these fine things with you. So if you get a warning and someone tells you not to do something and you do it anyway, then it's almost like it's your fault. Now he said my mother jinxed him. But in all actuality, when someone is warning you of something, you need to make sure that you take heed to what it is that they're warning you about. You know, Humpty Dumpty sat on that wall, and then he finally had that break fall, right? Everyone who is involved in things that you know do not mean you well, you need to remove yourself from those circumstances, because you already know what's going to happen in the end. Danger comes before destruction. Warning, comes before destruction.